Man, come on, you already know MMOEXP, the best coin website to get your FC26 coins. Get a huge jump start to your teams. I'm talking Mbappe's, I'm talking some of the best cards in the game, man. META, that's code META for the best cheapest coins. Check first link in description. Also, 8% off, god damn. Brodies, top 5 best players in each respective position. Now, before we get into it, man, quick disclaimer, boys. I just want to repeat this, please. Yes, I do play this game a lot. Yes, I always see like specific comments in terms of people saying, Mike, you're not that good enough to say what's meta and what's not. At the end of the day, man, these videos are just to help you guys out. It's kind of like building a community in terms of what players to use, what players to avoid. You know, maybe you have different opinions. We can always chat in the comments right there. That's why I always respond to as much comments as I can. Even if someone's disrespecting me, you know what I mean? I'm always trying to see what people are saying. For the most part, though, let's keep it respectful. Tell me in the comments what's your favorite players. For the most part, as I said, I normally get around, I'd say on a good weekend when it's like gameplay is good, 12 to 13 wins. So I gotta just put that out there. People always seem to think, oh, this guy's just saying what's meta, you know, specific cards and stuff. For the most part, everyone's top 5, top 10 list or tier list is always going to be subjective, bro. Let's be honest. But for the most part, as I said, I always take into account like other people's opinions, what I've used first, what is it, especially in the community, what people are using. I took into account most of the relative cards though, because I felt like you could say this is my top 5. Yes, I felt like adding a top 5 because I did it for the top 10. I added like icons. I added basically the best players in the game, which I feel there was actually that one comment that guy said, Mike, it's a little bit redundant, or you could say like not relative, you know, because people don't have that much coins to be spending money on like R9s, Ibrahimovic's, so it doesn't really make sense to add icons. And that's why I've solely added the top 5 of my respectful, you know, thoughts and players that I think is top 5. From a perspective of good value, I'd say relativeness is a very good one. So when it comes to like SBCs, objectives, when it comes to evos, do you know what I mean? All these cards that I've brought up in this space of 2 months is obviously in this list right there. But the most part though, relativeness, you know, what people are using now, what's cooking for people, etc, etc. So let's get into it. Also, I didn't include your conventional players, like for instance, you won't see Mbappe's, you won't see, you know, those type of cards. But as you can see, top 5 striker, we got the main man Dembele. Now people's gonna be like, Mike, this is literally a conventional meta striker. The thing is, he's 573k, bro. I feel like that's attainable. I like to also say that I've added these cards that are attainable. You know, people can actually use these cards and actually can buy them. I feel like 500k, some people do actually have that cash. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, low driven, and if you don't have the cash, get the cash to get this man, bro. He's gonna be one of the best cards in the game instantly. We always know, man, Claudia Pina. What is it about that card, bro? It just doesn't make sense in this game. They've definitely done something to this card, and that just kind of goes to show that EA kind of messed up when it comes to playstyles, because it's no longer what their stats are. You could have a guy that has 99 pace, bro. If he doesn't have the rapid or quick step plus or base, which is obviously the silver, some people call it, then he's not going to be as quick, bro. That's unfortunately the truth, man. So you have to look out for playstyles, roles. It's such a huge important part, and that's why when I do these videos, I include the best players in that specific position for that roles. Like for striker, when you're looking at a striker, you're looking at 2 elements of their game: raw stats, pace, and then obviously shooting. Now if they have the low driven plus, perfect. Finesse shot plus, perfect. Rapid plus like Dembele, perfect, bro. And that's where everyone has these cards. But I think for the most part, really meta ones is definitely the finesse shot plus and then the low driven plus from a shooting aspect, if that makes sense. But yeah, we've got Marmoush, which is an evo. Everybody knows he's good. It kind of goes to show that there's actually a lot of other evos that you can do. He kind of ticks that box for probably the best striker evo. So for that reason is why he's in the top 5. Claudia Pina, probably the best gold, cheap, valued card. Dembele, very conventional meta. He can tick that box. We've got Pajot, which would be a special striker. 350k. I feel like you getting your money's worth here. She is incredible. She's kind of like, yes, you can just go get Claudia Pina. That's just the game. But she would kind of be in that realm of very good cards. And then we got this very last guy. 30,000 coins for this man. Now, people's going to be like, Mike, no ways, bro. Parrot? Cannot have a guy at Parrot at top 5, bro. 90 reactions. If you don't know about reactions, the best elemental, like, I'd say, aspect to anyone's game. If they have good reactions, the card is going to be good. effectively, you know, if they obviously have all other great stats. But as you can see, man, 30k for finesse shot plus, 4-star, 4-star, 6'1" as well. Kind of like a Kane type of vibe. 4-star, 4-star as well, and much faster. So yeah, I definitely think that's the top 5 strikers. Tell me in the comments, and that's why I do these videos, as I said. Tell me in the comments, who do you think would get in this top 5? Don't be giving the Mbappes, you know, R9s. Of course, they're going to always be insane. This is more of a relative one. Let's move to the left wingers, right wingers. Now, this list right here, very difficult to make because there's a wide plethora of left wingers and right wingers, especially in this game. Most of the time that I've versed, right, every single time I play champs, I'm at least seeing this guy 5 times in champs. I'm not even kidding, bro. He's one of the best, I'd say, valued cards even in the game. 27,000 coins, rapid plus. What makes this guy so good? Now, people's always going to look at face stats, right? No. In this game, you got to look at raw stats when it comes to, like, play styles, which he has amazing. Weak foot, amazing. And then he only has 76 shooting. So, you look at that, right? And actually jump over to the stats. 79 finishing, though. You see, I'd say his weakest part, though, is probably his finishing. But you don't really need that great finishing when you already have finesse shot base. That's where the playstyles come into play. But also, the card itself in-game, this is where obviously I heard in the community what a verse used, is insane, bro. Everybody says Nico Williams is insane, and I do effectively think so, because this card, man, he cooks. So yeah, I'm 100% placing him there. We've got Rafinha, Vinny as well is very nice. We've got this Rashford. Now he ticks the box for probably the best Evo left winger in this top 5. We're looking at low driven plus. You can choose just a normal gold Rashford. You don't need to be doing all this, and then just go into Estrella de Moncada, if I pronounce that right. 87 pace, 89 shooting with 88 finishing. Amazing card, and we all know Rashford in this game is solid. Any relevant version of him, yeah. Salma Paralluelo actually came down in price a bit. I still think she's one of the best wingers in this game, due to the fact the way she moves. Even her normal gold card, bro, you don't need to be spending that much. I mean, it's literally a price difference of like 360k, and you can pretty much get more or less the same card. It's just this one has +2. Like, you don't need to be buying all that, bro. She doesn't have a playstyle plus, but very nice card in game. Yeah, solid indeed. Let's move to the right wingers though. Cole, he's relevant because he was a SPC, and I still do think he's top 5 in that aspects. Insane. Technical plus. There was actually one thing, shout out to Janet, my one mate. I was asking him, how do you play in heavy gameplay, right? He said he uses technical plus most of the time. Why he does this is because when a game is heavy, right, the technical plus allows for the player to move freely, fast, much quicker. So yeah, especially with the ball. So yeah, definitely a good one. We've got Graham Hansen. She went down in price, and she's a beast. 5-star, 5-star. This Frimpong, bro. Oh my good golly. Frimpong in this game, boys, and not at a right back slot. He's as a right winger. He's one of the best, most fastest cards in the game. That's what makes him so good, is he has the quick step plus with low driven base. I think I played, when was it? I think it was Rivals or Champs, one of the two. I think it was like 2-3 days back. This guy scored 4 goals against me, bro. And I can't lie, I'm a very good player, like, when it comes to defending. As also, I think this man cooked me, bro. Man like Frimpong, get him in your team, boys. If you add something to boost shooting, because people look at the shooting like, what, only 81? He has 84 shooting, bro. Oh, sorry, finishing. So it's not that bad. You always add a chem style. In game, he's very good. Trust me. For the boys that has used him, you'll know how good he is. Let's jump over to Rodrigo, though. Came out obviously as a season pass card, finesse shot plus. That's inevitably going to be top 5. And then Gulli, kind of like you could say Cole. You could even say pretty much both of them are like the same players, bro. He just has, I feel like, from a inside forward vibe, better playstyle plus. Maybe the finesse shot versus the technical, that's the one that you can kind of, you know, apples and oranges maybe. First world problems type vibes. But yeah, Gulli is very nice, man. This is very nice right wingers. Tell me, who do you think is the best right there for wingers? Let's move on to the cams, man. These are cards that are I'd say, wouldn't say the heart of the team, but I'd say the players that link everything when it comes to like them collecting the ball and like releasing. They're the cards that are the playmakers, the roaming vibes, most of the time chance creators though, and they can also themselves go up the field and bag a goal if they can, 1 or 2. Now I'd say conventionally, man, Bonmati Verts, beasts, very nice cams, Especially Bonmati, bro. Like, come on, we all know how good she is. She's so relevant always, most of the time. Same with Verts as well. Inside forward, incisive pass plus, one of the best, I'd say, play styles when it comes to cams and like trans creation. So yeah, 27,000 coins is a steal. Probably one of the best steals of the day. Got a new card, Heaps. She's miles and heaps ahead of other cards. She kind of reminds me of that Lavelle, I think it was. The Inform one, remember? So the fact that you can actually link some card, like if you have Sophia Wilson, etc., that's kind of nice. But what makes it so good though, she has amazing reactions, right? Incisive Pass Plus. This is one of the cards that I think is the steal of the day as well. At 90k is actually a very nice price. So I just want to kind of get a background right there of white, just so that I don't look too dark right here. If this thing can load, that'll be absolutely amazing. But yeah, Heaps, insane, man, and very nice playstyles as well. Finesse shot base, incisive, yeah, that's nice. Mariona, I've always included her, man. Tiki Taka Plus. Now I'm going to jump over to midfielders soon, right? But the Tiki Taka Plus, cannot stress this enough. One of the best as well playstyles when it comes to like linking everything, especially Tiki Taka vibes, like 1-2s. Very accurate passing, beast. And then obviously Bellingham, even his gold will do for cams. Tell me who's your favorite cam right there, top 5. Let's jump over to the relevant CDM CMs. Straight off the bat, the Young and Rangers, you'll see them at least 3, 4, 5 times in champs. They're so good to the point where even pro players were using them in, I think it was some pro events. I'm not even kidding, bro. Yes, maybe they had a limit cap in terms of budget. But yeah, the Young, so compact, Tiki Taka Plus, beast. Rangers, amazing, bro. Very lanky, but very, very nice to turn with. That's what you like. And he also has the Incisive Pass Plus. Having a good midfielder with good passing, so underrated, man. In Mecha as well, Vitinha. Vitinha is more of that card that kind of does everything. So yeah, Technical Plus, he kind of ticks all that roles of like Pirlo, Beckham, those type of cards, you know. Very nice. You need that type of card, trust, especially if you're playing like a 4-5-1 and you need like a roaming vibe, not bad. But yeah, in Mecha, I think for the CDM, perfect. Bruiser Plus, I've versed him a couple of times and I must say insane. In game, you'll know it's in Mecha, bro. 6'4". Not only that though, you'll see in the future this man will be even further price increased because of him being a live card, which is nice. But yeah, let me know what's your favorite midfielder. I feel like this is very nice. Bonmati could potentially be over like in Mecha, maybe, but I think she's more offensive, you know, inclined, especially if you have like 2 CMs. You don't want to really have Puteas and Bonmati. Like, yes, they're good in game. You want to have one that at least has more defense, at least above 80, because both of them cannot be, or one of them can't be the defensive one. Does it make sense? But yeah, let's move over to the center backs. Now with the center backs, it's very difficult because there's so much like a wide plethora of center backs that different people use. Like you got the center backs that are the woman, you know, they like the small agile type. But I feel like for the most part, you want to have that perfect realm of like height, agileness, or agility, sorry. Agileness, I don't think that's a word. But yeah, I do think these cards here now, Vidic is here because he's relevant. He is actually a SPC that you choose from. Bruiser Plus, insane in game, very nice card. Van Dijk is actually coming up the ranks again, bro. Intercept Plus. For some reason, I versed Van Dijk the whole time this weekend, bro, and he was really good. So yeah, let me know, man, who do you think deserves to get this place? There's Pacho, of course. There's a couple of other center backs. Militao. By the way, there's one more card that I think could have been placed here. What's his name now, bro? And unfortunately, I don't think I could include him because I think it's very difficult to snipe him. But if you do have him, he's easily top 5, bro. And that's the thing, the beauty of Ultimate Team. You can always, it's a canvas, bro, so paint it. Someone like Ibanez, though, if you have him, if Fatman can load, that will be peach. But yeah, if you have Ibanez, you can just go through I'll Protect You Evo. One of the most expensive ones, and a lot of people complained, but if you have Ibanez, though, you wouldn't be doing too much complaining, bro. Jockey base. Gold Anticipate, yeah. Intercept Silver, come on, boys. And 92 reactions, yeah. That's definitely one of the best center backs in the game, man. Let's move over to the fullbacks. For fullbacks, it's pretty much one of the easiest, you could say, positions to choose from because essentially you don't need to be doing too much, just having pace, but also that at least a playstyle that can intercept. So whether it be or like have projections of defending. Do you know what I mean? Like a jockey base is not bad. Plus is even better. Just something to at least have a defensive playstyle, you could say. Slide tackle sometimes. Low-key underrated, but you don't really need that. But for the most part, obviously, these Hernandez and like Baldes, you know, I think it was Lorente as well from this Evo. You could have done, yes, it's slide tackle plus. It's not really the best of the best. But the thing is, his base playstyles and his other stats go improved. So I'm 100% placing them at top 5. They're actually just kind of same thing like I think like with Davies. They had something holding him back, but then obviously with the playstyles, the Evo, protect the wings, it kind of, you know, put him up into the power curve. But yeah, Jordi Alba's insane. Karchawi, a little bit pricey, yes, but she's going to be one of the best players you use in your team, hands down. Even just a normal gold card, beast. Jordi Alba, we all know, can be Cambiasso as well in SPCs, also a live card, beast. And then Hakimi, Kunde, Gwyn, Zambrotta, because he is an SPC as well. And yeah, Zambrotta's actually very nice in this game. I've versed him a couple of times, and I must say, very irritating, bro. Like, he doesn't have the best playstyles, but I definitely think in-game he overshadows anything that that his card shows, you know. But yeah, in the future, though, definitely can remove him and get someone better. As for most of these cards, yeah, but these are most relevant cards, you know, attainable. So move to the goalkeepers. These are cards that, when it comes to goalkeepers, right, it's very subjective, but I'd say these are the most reliant cards that just don't make mistakes. I think the best card that, like, for the bang of for buck, probably Mainan. When it comes to a goalkeeper, you want to get a goalkeeper that doesn't essentially make too much mistakes, but he's at least consistent also. But he also has the stats, and not only that, the play styles to back him, like the Far Reach Plus. One of the best ones, because it obviously makes them bigger in goals. When it comes to 1v1s, long shots, you boys know the deal. But yeah, deflect the base, a bit redundant sometimes. You know, the game is always cheesed, so it's always going to parry into the attackers or opposition. But yeah, anything, obviously, the more the merrier for goalkeepers in terms of play styles, the better. Let me know, boys, what's your favorite goalkeeper right now? Lloris is low-key underrated one as well in what is it, the group reward 4? Don't know what this was. I think objectively wise, yeah, a lot of people liked him as well. Decent card. End of an era, man. All the players that we know or we've grown up to see is low-key all getting end of eras, boys. Sad to see, but hey, it's the name of the game, and we're all getting old. At least I am getting old, bro. But yeah, nonetheless, boys, tell me who's your favorite card right there. There is a lot of cards, but that's why I do these videos, so I can showcase what's the most relevant in terms of like all the objectives, evos, SPCs, what's attainable as well. You know, I don't want to just be saying, oh, R9 or Ruud Gullit at CM is top 5. It's just boring like that. So that's why I do it like this. So yeah, let me know, boys, if you like this format. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.